The 2013 Ballon d'Or ceremony remains one of the most controversial, tension-filled nights in football history. There was an almost unbearable anticipation in the air as FIFA president Sepp Blatter stood on the stage with the fateful envelope. Somewhere in the audience sat Franck Ribéry, smiling nervously. He had delivered a near-perfect season. He had done everything humanly possible to earn football's highest individual honor. But when the envelope was opened and the name Cristiano Ronaldo was read out loud, Ribery's smile faded instantly. In that single moment, his dreams evaporated. It wasn't just the Ballon d'Or that was taken from him, it was a lifetime of struggle, perseverance, and redemption that was snatched away. For Ribery, the defeat wasn't merely disappointing, it was deeply scarring. "It was stolen from me," Ribery would later say. "It's incomprehensible. I won everything. I couldn't have done more. It was an injustice." It's not just bitterness speaking. To truly understand why that moment hurt so deeply and why some even today believe Cristiano Ronaldo stole the Ballon d'Or, we need to walk through the long, painful journey of Franck Ribéry. Because Ribery wasn't just another footballer, he was a symbol of survival, the ugly duckling of French football. Life was never kind to Franck Ribéry. At 2 years old, a horrific car accident changed his life forever. Sent flying through a windshield, Ribery was left with gruesome facial scars that would never heal. It took over 100 stitches to piece his face back together. For the rest of his life, those scars became his identity. Growing up in a rough neighborhood, Ribery wasn't just bullied, he was shunned. "He's so ugly," people would whisper as he walked by. Even adults stared, recoiled, judged. Football was supposed to be his escape, but even there he faced rejection. By 16, after 3 years in Lille's academy, Ribery was expelled. Not for lack of talent, quite the opposite. His coaches said Ribery saw the game faster than anyone else, processing scenarios while others were still thinking. But his volatile temperament, his street fighter spirit made him a risk. He had to go. From there, Ribery's life spiraled into obscurity. He played for amateur clubs, barely earning $150 a month, sometimes working construction jobs to survive. At 21, while peers like Arjen Robben were signing with Chelsea, Ribery was hauling bricks at construction sites. In the depths of despair, the Muslim community in his neighborhood embraced him. Ribery converted to Islam, finding solace and faith when the rest of the world had turned its back. The meteoric rise. Despite his struggles, Ribery refused to quit. After bouncing through lower league clubs, he finally caught a break with Stade Brestois, a third-tier team. Under the mentorship of Philippe Galli, Ribery blossomed. In just 37 matches, he led them to promotion, earning his first professional contract with Metz at 22 years old. From there, Ribery's rise was nothing short of meteoric. Within weeks, he was scoring against giants like Lyon, assisting against Marseille, and winning Player of the Month awards after only a handful of professional games. Offers flooded in from Lille, Ajax, and even Turkey's Galatasaray. Opting for a risky move, Ribery went to Turkey. At Galatasaray, he quickly became a cult hero, lifting the Turkish cup with a dominant 5-1 thrashing of Fenerbahce. But in typical Ribery fashion, drama followed. After contract disputes, Ribery fled back to France, signing with Marseille amid a legal war with Galatasaray. Baseball bats, threats, FIFA lawsuits. It was chaos. Yet amidst the madness, Ribery thrived. At Marseille, wearing the sacred number 7, Ribery quickly earned the nickname the New Zidane. Scoring, assisting, fighting, sometimes literally, he embodied the raw, unpredictable beauty of football. By 2006, Ribery was dancing alongside France's President Jacques Chirac as Les Bleus reached the World Cup final. It was a dream come true, from construction sites to World Cup finals in just a few years. But life, once again, had other plans. The fragile relationship with France. After Zidane's retirement, Ribery was anointed the future of French football, but the love affair with the national team soured quickly. Despite his brilliance, Ribery's wild temperament, controversies, and clashes with management painted him as a villain. France turned on him. Headlines mocked him. Pundits criticized him, and fans booed him. No matter how hard he tried, Ribery could never win back his country's love. His scars, both visible and invisible, made him an outsider once again. A new kingdom. Bayern Munich. In 2007, Bayern Munich broke their transfer record to sign Ribery for $30 million, a fortune at the time. Bayern legend Franz Beckenbauer simply said, "We just won the lottery." And indeed, they had Ribery exploded in Germany, lighting up the Bundesliga with breathtaking speed, dazzling dribbles, and audacious assists. In his first season, he led Bayern to a domestic double, winning both the Bundesliga and DFB Pokal. He was named Germany's Footballer of the Year, mesmerizing fans with every touch. Even when injuries hampered him, Ribery's influence was undeniable. He played with a joyful ferocity that made Bayern believers once more. But again, controversy wasn't far behind. Transfer sagas, tantrums, and fallouts with coaches marred his later years. Bayern refused to sell him, even as Real Madrid dangled blank checks. Instead, they signed Arjen Robben, a move that would eventually lead to Bayern's greatest triumphs. The perfect season. By the 2012-13 season, Ribery had matured. Together with Robben, Thomas Müller, and a team stacked with talent, Bayern Munich embarked on one of the most dominant seasons in football history. Bundesliga. Bayern won the title by a record margin. DFB Pokal, another domestic cup, was secured. Champions League. Bayern avenged their past heartbreaks by beating Borussia Dortmund at Wembley, sealing an iconic treble. Ribery was at the heart of it all. He wasn't just statistically brilliant, 22 assists, 11 goals, but he was the emotional engine of the team. He was the fearless leader, the street fighter who now ruled Europe. By all logical measures, the 2013 Ballon d'Or belonged to him. Even Lionel Messi, still in his prime, and Cristiano Ronaldo, in one of his most emotional seasons, seemed to fall short compared to Ribery's collective success. Ribery himself believed he had done enough. The world believed it. The Ballon d'Or was supposed to crown his incredible journey, the robbery at the Ballon d'Or. But then, politics happened. Originally, voting for the Ballon d'Or had closed in November 2013. At that point, Ribery was the overwhelming favorite. Bayern had won everything. Ribery had won UEFA's Best Player in Europe award. However, FIFA, under mounting pressure, extended the voting deadline, allowing Ronaldo's heroic hat-trick against Sweden in the World Cup playoffs to influence voters. It was an unprecedented decision, and a suspicious one. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. Ronaldo's emotional, tearful celebrations after qualifying Portugal for the World Cup captured the headlines. His individual brilliance, though not translating into trophies, became the focus. And so, when Sepp Blatter opened the envelope, it was Cristiano Ronaldo's name, not Franck Ribéry's, that was called out. Ribery sat in stunned silence. A smile briefly appeared on his lips, the kind of forced, broken smile of a man who knew he'd been betrayed. Was it fair? Supporters of Cristiano Ronaldo will argue he was simply the best player that year. His numbers were staggering, 69 goals in the calendar year. His performances often defied belief. But football isn't just about individual brilliance. It's also about winning, about leading your team to greatness. And on that front, Ribery had done everything right. Every trophy, every final, every assist, every drop of sweat screamed, "I deserve this." Even today, many believe that had the voting not been extended, Ribery would have lifted the Ballon d'Or. Instead, he was robbed, a victim of politics, timing, and the cult of individual glory. The aftermath. For Ribery, the loss was a scar that never healed. He continued playing at the highest level, winning countless trophies with Bayern Munich, but he was never again a Ballon d'Or finalist. France never fully embraced him. His national team career ended quietly, without fanfare. And yet, in the streets of Munich, in the hearts of Bayern fans, and in the memories of those who love football for its soul, Ribery remains a legend. As for Cristiano Ronaldo, that 2013 Ballon d'Or was just the beginning. He would go on to win 4 more, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest ever. But in the shadows of that glittering success, one truth remains. Sometimes, football's greatest moments aren't just about who wins. Sometimes, they're about who loses, and how deeply unfair that loss can be. Final words. Franck Ribéry's story is not just about the Ballon d'Or. It's about resilience, about surviving against impossible odds, about defying the world that said he wasn't good enough, handsome enough, or calm enough. He didn't need a trophy to validate his greatness. His scars tell the real story, one of the most extraordinary journeys football has ever seen. But still, when we look back at 2013, many of us can't help but wonder, did Cristiano Ronaldo really steal the Ballon d'Or from Franck Ribéry? Maybe, maybe not. But for Ribery and for many fans, it will always feel like it was taken away. So that's it for today. If you like this video, then please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. More videos.